All right. So something I say all the time lately is, living the dream. I feel like I'm living the dream. Moved to Hawaii. I'm able to work from here. My husband has a job that he enjoys, that is outside. My kids are enjoying themselves, getting to be outside. So, yeah, I feel like every day I am living a part of my dream, which was to live in this beautiful place and to get to do the type of work that I do while living here. And I know that I'm really lucky. And I also know that this didn't just happen, that there was a lot of planning, intentionality, conversation, compromise, uncovering of these dreams and talking about them in a way that my husband and I were not able to talk about for a very long time. So now I feel as though I am really in a place where I am present and I'm trying to be aware of the moments that I'm in versus constantly being sad that I have left one place or pining to be somewhere else. Those are the two worlds I lived in for so long, right? I want to get out of a certain town, city, and I'm sad that I left another one. It did not allow me to be in the moment and to enjoy all that particular town and city had to offer, all that the people of that particular town and city had to offer, because I was just not in the moment. Drinking kept me out of the moment. Using like marijuana kept me out of the moment. It kept me sad and pining and depressed or anxious, which my anxiety is more of a rage. So sad or rageful. And then when you have drinking in there, whew, right? Then you might say, okay, but fine, but how are we living the dream when we live in paycheck to paycheck? Well, if you have set up your life and your plan and had intention, and the dreams, part of the dreams are feeling like really loved and safe and cared for and respected in your relationship and in your family, well, that's part of living that dream. You might never get out of paycheck to paycheck. Unfortunately, right now, especially, that's at some level many of our realities. But we have been fooled into believing if we live paycheck to paycheck, we are not successful people. How could you be happy if you're not a successful person? How could you be content with your life if you live paycheck to paycheck? Don't you want more? You must be lazy. You must not be driven, right? So this notion of how are we living a dream if we actually don't have a huge amount of money in our bank account is so faulty, because it keeps us trying, going, just like grinding to get to this place that is never going to bring us happiness, because that's not the answer. Again, the answer was those people living paycheck to paycheck feel safe, secured, loved, respected, having fun. They have time to be together. So they are living the dream. Maybe they have dreams that they're, working on. This might not even be the case, and I'm just giving an example, but maybe one of them's like, hey, I would like to, finish my degree. But I'm going to do it at this kind of pace that I'm going to do it at. And I'm still living my life dream of being content and fulfilled and safe and secure and respected and at peace. That is all happening, and I'm presently living that, while also recognizing there's a part of me that would like that degree because I set out originally to do it, and that just feels really important to complete that part of it. So it's another piece of dream. But living the dream should not just be being a Kardashian on a yacht with endless amount of money, being able to change your giant nails every other day, or hairdo, or taking private jets everywhere, champagne anywhere you go. Because if that's living the dream, fucking A, very few of us are ever going to get there. And that's going to be, you're going to be in la la land. A, thinking that you're going to get there, and then trying to get there and being unsatisfied all along the way. Because we aren't happy and grateful for what we have right now. And being present and mindful, removing the distractions, right? Again, this is all part of it. When our dreams are far, far ahead of us or living in the past, we numb out because we are feeling so uncomfortable with being in the moment. We'll numb out in all sorts of ways. And we're actually like not living, right? We're not living with intention. We're living probably other people's lives too. We know we don't feel good. That's what we know, because society has told us we're supposed to be doing something else. And like, well, those guys are doing that and those guys are doing that. Then that's what it is. Then that's what we should be doing. If we all sit on the couch on a Saturday, we're not actively doing something. We're not achieving a goal. We're not trying to better ourselves. Well, shit, I think that I can better myself by giving myself a nap sometimes, but sitting and doing nothing, by being quiet and not having all the chatter so I can actually hear my thoughts and be more attuned to how I'm thinking and feeling and what I need in any moment. When I'm in the moment, when I'm living in the moment, when I'm doing what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, I can much easier recognize what I'm feeling when I'm feeling it, verbalize what I'm feeling when I'm feeling it, ask for what I need when I'm feeling what I'm feeling it. All the other distractions, all the other things, living in the past or in the future, shoving everything down, is not going to allow us that same opportunity of being able to feel it, acknowledge it, verbalize it in the moment. We will know we are uncomfortable and we will act out in another way. But because we are not present in the present moment and know exactly how we are showing up and why we are showing up in that moment in that way, we'll have conflict. We will behave and react instead of feeling and verbalizing. So part of being content with our life, with where we are, again, that doesn't mean we don't have dreams and that we don't have goals. I mean, this whole thing is like, what are our goals and our intentions and how are we going to get there? But in that, that can be more present, unplug, remove distractions, right? Create normalcy around like not being productive, right? Again, well, why? What's the intention? But if we see producing and getting up and moving, and because moms never sit down, so if anyone sits down, they're lazy and they're not helping. Well, maybe they're trying to restore, but they're not actively talking about it. And if everyone's going off of, well, if you're not moving, you're lazy and you're not participating, then like nobody's taking that time to kind of get in tune with who they are and what they're feeling, and just kind of being able to be in the moment and experience the moments as they're happening, right? Very frequently, like and for me with drinking, being in the moment was what was really uncomfortable. So I didn't want to be, I needed to numb out the like moment part of that feeling, because then I could live in the moment, right? And then after that, then you're living in like anxiety. But we have a really hard time with being in the moment. I mean, how many times do you see everyone on their cell phones? They just can't sit still. Distraction, distraction, distraction. If I'm sitting still, like if I don't have my phone out, am I a loser? So I don't have anyone to talk to? Does that make me not look busy? I mean, I'm eating at a restaurant. I don't have to have my phone out as I'm eating. Talk about like mindlessness. Are we even chewing? Are we even tasting? Are we even enjoying? Are we even taking the time to be grateful to the people who prepared our meal? We're just plowing through, not paying attention even to like the cues of fullness. With all that numbing and all that inability to be present, it makes it harder to even say what we need in the moment. And that is a problem, right? We need to be able to recognize what we're feeling when we're feeling it. As a part of this whole concept. And the other really important aspect of this is like the distraction piece that doesn't allow us to be present is so powerful. It is everywhere. And the messaging is everywhere, right? All the things that you need to buy, that you need to save for, all the fears of what that would look like if you didn't, keeps us so far in the future. Like when it comes to relationships in particular, we will put all of our energy into saving for retirement because we just want to all be together at that end. But we haven't created and been present and mindful in the everyday moments. So we don't have the fabric of life. We have moments of being together but not connected. Somebody else was somewhere else. Someone else was in the past. Someone else was in the future. Someone else was hoping for their partner from where they were, and the other person is planning for retirement. And we're not nourishing, we're not putting energy, we're not putting money into our marriages, we're not putting time, we're not putting presence. I'm going to be here with you. Because we just hope that in the future, everything's going to be better. But if we don't build it in the moment, in these everyday mindful moments, we don't get there. Because the mindful moments help us be aware of what we're feeling when we're feeling it, so that we can actually verbalize it to our partner, so we can have conflict that feels connecting, right? That isn't destructive. Because then if we have conflict that feels connecting and constructive, we can work on compromise. We can do all of those things when we are, living in that second level, the dating level, when we're being appreciative and we're being giving admiration, we're acknowledging all the good our partner is doing. We are creating the overall culture of appreciation, of love and respect, of adding positive deposits into our bank account. We can start to work on all these levels and being more present and being more in the moment and feeling safe to do those things when we've worked on all of these other levels of the house. My hope is you've created such a thing that this is like, yeah, I'm not afraid of being more in the moment with you, because we are setting up our life in such an intentional, purposeful way that we don't have to spend the time in the past to argue about how we used to be. We don't have to get frustrated about, all these goals we're trying to achieve and all, and usually they're all very much in the framework, or in the vein of like house and bigger car and vacation home. That's often where the dreams are sitting, versus in the everyday quiet moments, mindful moments, when we're together and we feel comfortable in the moment and in the feelings we're having in the moment. Meditation is your best friend. It will help tremendously in creating a bit of, I guess, what do I want to say? The capacity to sit still and be in the moment. If you struggle now, just saying I want to be more present and mindful isn't the thing. You actually have to do something, right? Meditation is a great way to help with that. We're trying to create space between an event and a reaction. Mindfulness, right? We can be having fun and in the moment and not feeling like, oh my God, we're not, the anxiety of, but we're not doing all the things we're supposed to be doing in the timeline in which we're supposed to be doing them, is the quickest way to misery. What's next after you've just done something amazing? Versus like living it and enjoying it. If you just got an amazing raise, why are we trying to get another job, like another up? Why are you trying to buy a brand new house, this new job? Enjoy it first. Enjoy it. Live with the moment. Not, oh, we got all this money. Now what's next? Now how do we make ourselves feel better? We buy a bigger house. And now that's never gonna, that job can't go away. Nothing less than that can ever happen. And is all of this making us happy? Right? All right. I talked a long time about this. So, present, being mindful. What does that look like for you? Where in your life, or even right now, are you living in the past, or are you living for the future? Where could you be more mindful of living in the moment? That even starts with our kids. We're kind of like, we don't want them to grow, but we want them to get to the next phase, because that phase is usually hard. It's hard to sit in that moment and enjoy the moment, because either it's a hard phase or it's a great phase. So we're always afraid of, oh, that phase is going away, or this is a really hard phase, I can't wait. Versus, how do we try to enjoy what we're dealing with right now? Right? Like, what does it require to let that guard down, where we're not feeling anxious or depressed, right? Which is a kind of a protection. We go into those two spaces. Sometimes we're afraid to experience joy and happiness, because that in our mind means, of course, then we're going to have to feel some sadness. So it's easier to sit in any of these other spaces. I'll just stay anxious, or I'll stay depressed in the past, or I'll stay anxious in the future. And that means I can't have a lot of joy, but that's okay, because I'm on watch. Maybe I don't get to live all those fun moments, but I am making sure everybody's safe, or making sure everybody remembers. If you were able to live more in the moment, if you felt the freedom to live more in the moment, do you feel as though your life would have more joy, more fun, more relaxation, right? Even pain and hurt, because that's, again, we're feeling it as it's happening. And we're experiencing as it is happening. If we shove them away, then now we're in the future, or we're in the past. So where are you cutting off your experience of living and feeling? Because of being in the past of pain, or by being so anxious about the future that all of the decisions are made with future in mind, and not with your current self, or your current life, or your current context and situations. Set up your life with intention and purpose. so that at every stage you can enjoy it. Every stage might not be the most joy, right? But set it up so that has joyful moments in it. You have the power to create the life that you want, to create the relationship that you want. And I'm hoping that at this point, you have created something so beautiful and so special and so unique to your relationship that you hold on to this very dearly, that you treat it with the amount of love you put into it, with the, that you come back to it and you give it the energy and the effort that you put into this year after year. This is like your relationship, your life guide, your life manual of how to be intentional and to live and have a relationship with purpose. All right. The next section will be obviously your goals and your intention and your plans. So I will see you soon. Bye-bye.